All right.
Yeah. Listen to the man right here. Ooh, okay, boys. Look, nothing to get excited about. Easy house show. Woo! Look. Oh, the news is out. Okay? I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. I will take the title at Dominion. That is very important news.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's late breaking, but guess what? There is something, a little something. I like to call it Best of Super Juniors that happens before all that. So really the focus, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is Marty, newest member of the Bullet Club. Marty, my friend, my God, good to see you. Tell him how you feel, for God's sake.
Kenny, I can't tell you how upsetting it has been to be here without you, Farley, without you, Kenny.
Hey, Marty, listen, I know it's upsetting, but for God's sakes, try to tell your feelings to the people in front of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
I think tonight we caused a spot of bother, a bit of skullduggery, shall we say. And you see now, Big Farley and Kenny are here, the man that brought me to the Bullet Club. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's fair to say that I am indestructible and I will win the best of the Super Juniors.
You will.
And when I do,
You will.
I will be known as better than the best of Super Juniors. Mwah, 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 mwah.
You'll be the bestest. The bestest.
The bestest. Long live the villain and long live the Bullet Club.
And since we're here,
Oh, go on.
goodbye. Good. Bang.
A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
Word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in the disc edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetarian like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Everybody, welcome to Ring Time Pro Wrestling. Keith is in the building, and I brought my friend Keshia. Keshia, say hi to the people. Oh, wow. Okay, Keshia, say hi to the people. I forgot to turn your mic up.
You see, I can't believe you, Keith. How could you do such things? Like, really? Is this how you treat me?
It's not how I treat you.
you.
Hey, man, blame it on the head, not the heart. I just had a glitch here in the Matrix. Everything. I brought you back out, and here you are.
And see, you know what? Like I'm just second class or something. I ain't dealing with you today. I'm just not.
Look, man, we like 5 seconds into the show. Really? Like that's how you want to start this?
You know I gotta be extra with it. I gotta be so extra with it.
Like 5 seconds in, man. This is an important week in WWF or WWE. We are doing Extreme Rules.
That's right.
The Raw brand has their second pay-per-view already after WrestleMania. This thing is rolling over fast. Keshia, seem like they're going to give us content like every week. We ain't got to search for it.
Right.
Which is cool because sometimes I don't know how to make this Kool-Aid stretch. But, yeah, this one is easy. We are going to break down match by match. We're going to give you a little history and background on Extreme Rules, how it came to pass, and the legacy of ECW One Night Stand, and the legacy of ECW will be talked about because how often, I mean, you don't have a wrestling podcast if you don't talk about the legacy of ECW.
That's right. I mean, how could you?
Oh, and for you young folks, you'll get to learn why old people incessantly chant ECW for no real reason, right? Oh, yeah. Last week you weren't here and I made fun of people who chant CM Punk at events too because I thought that was kind of low bottom haterism.
I still make fun of them because they're just ridiculous. Like, it's like, seriously? Just why? When will you let it go already? I mean, for real? Sorry. I'm having a moment. But that's
well, I mean, still, no, I understand. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about ECW. I'm going to talk about the dumbest match on the card because there's a match on the card with a stipulation that I feel like is stupid for about 6 different ways.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it gives away the ending too, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think we know. I think I know which one you're talking about, but I'm gonna find out when we talk about it.
right.
Because there's one in particular I was like, this is just dumb as shit, and I don't understand why the hell. Okay. I'm done. Okay.
So, let's get into it. Let's get rocking and rolling. We will go into Raw to kick off the week. And Miz TV had a guest, Cesaro and Sheamus. From that, you kind of knew how the shows go. You know, that's why I hate to is the predictability of the shows now.
Yeah.
Look, every week we go open up the show with a promo, which sucks. I would like you to open up the show like 3 weeks in a row with just wrestling. Like, go straight to the match.
Exactly. Can we do that?
And don't over-explain the match. And
Just have it.
have a match where, look, a lot of your main competitors are people who are going to be wrestling this weekend against each other. So,
What a job is that? Can we get those? Can we get just some folks, just random people that we don't know, just come in, get their ass kicked and leave? Like, whatever happened to that? Like, come on, man. It's just not right. It ain't fair.
So, like I said, Cesaro and Sheamus were on Miz TV. Dean Ambrose showed up, and of course, he couldn't show up alone. He brought the Hardys with him, which also, Dean looked very happy dancing with the Hardys. I was like, he wants to do this his whole life.
I know, right?
Like, he's about at that age where he probably grew up on the Hardys. Like, he'd been watching them since he was 10. So he was like, that music hit. He just saw. I was like, I've never seen Dean Ambrose like that.
Dean was not a coworker at that moment. He was a fan. Like, that was a whole fan dance. I know I've done that fan dance. So trust and believe that was a fan dance. He was not that wasn't a we discussed this before we came out moment. That was like, I'm gonna do this because I wanted to do this my whole life type of moment. Like, I was into it myself. I was like, Dean, I'm here with you, buddy. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
We agree on something.
That music is charged, right? Like,
right.
They might have the most, like, truly charged wrestling theme since, like, the Ultimate Warrior. Which, that Unstable is pure, just unhinged.
Exactly.
But other than that, that was it. Elias, well, okay, so let's go. Ambrose and Hardy's defeat Sheamus and Cesaro and The Miz in their 6-man tag match. Elias Sampson defeats a jobber, Keish.
Can we talk about Elias Sampson and how awesome he is? Can we discuss this song he was singing before the match started? But how powerful he was during the match and after. Like, I think Elias Sampson is going places, personally. And I can't wait him to see the ghost of these places because he's going to be awesome later. Like, I really think that this is... Elias Sampson has a hell of a lot of potential. And he is definitely on my radar. That's all I'm saying. Like, I was impressed. I was just like, dude. I mean, I already had been watching him in NXT and everything. You know, that was one thing. But him on the main roster, the way he is right now, it was amazing. That was one of my favorite moments of the night, no lie. And I know it's like, well, he just beat up a jobber. I don't care. It was one of my favorite moments of the night, people. So I had to take a moment. And I am endorsing Elias Sampson. I don't care if he goes out to that ring like next week and be like, "Oh, you suck." I'm still going to be like, "Yeah, they do suck," but I am on his side. I am just saying.
Okay, here's the thing.
Go Sampson. You got a fan. I am a fan.
Yeah. Watching him at NXT, I didn't think, like, at first I thought his call-up was kind of premature. But then he was here, so it was like, okay, let's deal with it. Talented young man. Smart, better to ring than I would ever give him credit for. But, yeah. Overall, very talented. I think, like I said, bright future. So Samoa Joe defeats Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt in a triple threat match.
Was that match not awesome?
Yeah, it was a good match. I thought all the matches with the ladder match contenders were solid. I was about to call it Money in the Bank. I was about to call it something else stupid. Woo, gotta adjust.
It's all right.
Everybody in that Fatal 5-Way main event put together a good match. I mean, I thought Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins was match of the night.
It was.
Now,
it was.
That's a hard caveat because I'm not trying to give Roman Reigns credit for breathing. Like, I'm at that point with him. I'm like, I'm in that camp like he should just turn heel. But
Thank you.
For what I've heard, they feel like he's at that Cena threshold where, like, the dudes, the older people don't really like him, but the kids and the women love him. And I'm like,
yeah,
they'll deal with that as a bad guy, right? And
right.
It's a little more realistic. Oh, but yeah, I thought it was match of the night. I thought Roman put together a good show. I thought Seth made it look good.
We have to talk about Roman. Like,
yeah, I don't care how good you are, something. I ain't gonna let you kick me in the face.
Right? But that kick, though. Oh, okay. Like, there was a part of the match that I kept rewinding because I had to keep watching it. It was actually before the kick. It was after they came back from the commercial break, and he was stalking Seth, as Michael Cole liked to call it. So you can hear him telling him, like, this is why this is my yard. And he was looking at how he grabbed him by his chin and was talking to him in his face before he gave him on forearms. That's the Roman that I've been waiting to see. Like, that was one element of that match where it was like, okay, now if you can take that, add it in with some cut promos of like, oh, everybody sucks, I don't care what you think, and bam. Like you got everything that everybody had been hoping for. It was those moments in the match, it was stuff like that made me really be like, okay, now he's feeding into the I'm a big dog in the yard, and this is my yard. Like, that's when I started to really kind of take that in. It was just stuff like that. That was one of the reasons why, to me, this was match of the night, because it really started to come out. I really started to really feel it, because he could say it all he wants to, but it was in those moments where I was like, okay, now I believe it.
Right.
Especially with him taking the win, I feel like that was the perfect thing for them to do, was to have him take the win. He couldn't lose He couldn't lose Monday night. Like, that was something that to me it just couldn't happen. Especially after Seth told everybody that he owns him. Nah, bruh. like he couldn't take an L after that. Like, if he took an L after that, like, I swear to you, I probably wouldn't even watch Extreme Rules. I don't even know how to even do this right now. But
right.
It was everything. That match was everything. Especially for him. So I was thoroughly enthused in it. Crazy part about it is I was watching it, and like, I really I was rooting for Roman. Like, I love Seth Rollins. Don't get me wrong, but I was all on Roman's side at that moment. I was like, Roman, you got to take this W. Like, you really just got to, like, go in there and kick his ass. Just because, not even because, just because he said that. Like, there's nothing, no other premise behind it. Like, you just really need to just go in there and just, like, literally just dominate this whole thing. But it was a great mix of back and forth. It was everything. I can't take any, of course, none of us will take anything away from Seth Rollins at all. I was talking to another person about the whole Roman Reigns heel turn thing, and they said the same thing that you just said, just in a different way, where Roman sells all this merch, they're not going to allow him to, turn heel, because then it'll be bad for business and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, no, what? I in my mind, I guess I'm kind of perverse with it, because in my mind I was like, no, it won't, because everybody wants him to turn heel. Like, like this is what everybody wants to happen. If he goes out there and says, "Oh, everybody sucks," you're gonna hear the boos and stuff. But then there's going to be people like, yeah, they might not cheer out loud, but trust and believe, somewhere in their mind, they're like, thank you, it's about time.
Yeah.
Like, that's just pretty much how I see it. I mean, it might be a twisted way of looking at it, but, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Well, I mean, he can turn heel without really augmenting his character. I mean, right. Like I said, I'll give it up on it, because I just, I mean, don't need to worry about little stuff like that. But that's it for Raw. Like, wow, 17 minutes in. This is what we're going to do. We're going to reorder some things. So we're going to bring SmackDown on up. And we're going to talk SmackDown. And then we'll do news and notes. And then we'll break down the card. And then we are going to be done, Keish. Wow, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I know.
All right.
Hey, trust me.
But SmackDown. Keshia was our representative for SmackDown. It was here in Atlanta on Tuesday. Keshia was live in the building. So, Keshia, I
sure was.
I will yield the floor to you, and you can give us your building experience.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, this was my first WWE live event. Like, I've never been to one before ever in my life. So, like, it was a whole nother experience for me. We had great seats. My frat brother was the one who invited me. He actually writes sports articles, so it was awesome. Like, we actually had great seats, and it's crazy being there as opposed to watching on TV, because when you're there, you lose track of time because you're so engulfed in the action. Like, you don't even realize like what time it is. It got to a point where it was 7:45 and like they started the dark match, and then it was like 9:30, and I was like, wait, because I was so engulfed into everything going on, like I didn't even really care about what time it was. So it was incredible. Okay, but somebody could have warned me about that damn pyro. It's one thing to watch it on TV, but it's a whole nother thing when you're sitting where we were sitting and the starts going off and you feel like it's going to shoot in your face. Like, it's not okay. Like, it's just not okay. And it scared me half to death the first time it went off. After a while, I got used to it. But the matches were awesome. I don't want to, I guess we will go, do you want me to start going into stuff, or, we're just going to go into the show with the whole recap? Because I could do the whole entire recap. I'm telling you, I could sit there right now. I could sit here right now and just go through everything. But there were things about, I have to honestly say, of course, it's a whole nother experience as a fan to be there. Because you feel it. Like, you feel the grooves, you feel the yays, you sing the songs. I didn't have a voice the next day, people, because I was into everything. So it was everything. To see your favorite wrestlers come out, to do their thing, to sing along with their music, to watch them in the ring. I will say this because, of course, this wasn't on TV, but before they actually started the live, there was a dark match. It was Ty Dillinger, Luke Harper, and Mojo Rawley versus the Ascension, and who's the third person? Who am I missing? I forgot who that person was. It's going to come back to me in a second. Anyway, the face team won. It was Ty Dillinger who got the pin. Oh, Aiden English. So it was Ty Dillinger that got the pin over Aiden English with the tiebreaker. It was an awesome match. It was incredible. If you've never seen WWE Live, dark matches don't have commentators, so of course there was no commentators out there. Oh my God, it was so ridiculous because, and what was funny at the same time, because when JBL came out with the rest of the commentating team, they hit his music and everybody started booing immediately. It was crazy. I was like, is this what we do, when they come out? Because I was like, this is just wrong. But at the same time, I wanted to laugh. So, so I'm not going to go into extra random stuff. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely plan to go to Raw in November. Keith, we need to go to that together, by the way. And, because it's going to be November 13th, just throwing it out there. And I definitely plan to try and go to every single WWE event that comes to this city. I'm just saying. Like, it was awesome. Oh, and I rode the train because I'm not crazy enough to drive in that traffic or pay $20 to park. Not doing it. So I definitely rode the train there and the train home. I parked at the train station just in case it was raining when I got back to my side of town. But it was definitely efficient. So kudos to Tobias Woodburn for taking me with you. You're awesome, sir. And I definitely had a fantastic time. It was great. Oh, and to those of you who believe that you're going to go to a show and, like, you're not going to like it anymore, that's not true. Like, I love it 10 times more than I already did. So, and I'm an avid wrestling fan. Like, I mean, I watch this stuff all the time. And when I say all the time, I mean literally all the time. So, all it did was made me love it even more. But I got to see everything that I haven't, that you don't see on TV. And I feel like, I'm like, oh, this is how they do this and this and the third and all that. I got to see the change of ropes for the cruiserweights when they did 205 Live. That was awesome. But I digress. The show started off with Kevin Owens' highlight reel.
Okay.
And it was funny because where I was sitting, I was actually behind him. So, we see them standing in the ring when the show starts. He brings out Shinsuke Nakamura as his guest. And, of course, he talks about the man before he gets out there. But it is uninterrupted by Baron Corbin. And all of a sudden, it just turns into this whole thing. They decide they're going to jump Shinsuke. Sami Zayn comes out for the save, and then we got a tag team match. So it was Sami Zayn and Nakamura for the win, and it was an all right match. I was watching it. I was really enthused, but it was an all right match. Oh, Keith, I got a video I need to send you too of his entrance. Like, there was a video I had actually taken his entrance because that's what I was doing. I would just kept doing stuff like that. But anyway, so that was number one. Okay. Then what happened? I'm so excited talking about it that I'm forgetting stuff. So
no, I mean, it's perfectly fine because we can plug in the gaps everywhere. So did y'all have a dark match? Like, who was in the dark match is what I would definitely want to know.
Okay, so the dark match, you mean at the end of everything?
Yeah, the one that doesn't come on TV. It's usually at the beginning or at the very end.
Get this right. So the dark match at the end of everything was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. It was a non-title match. The Singh brothers, of course, had accompany Jinder to the ring. And with their help, it was Jinder for the win. Randy Orton had hit him with an RKO, but of course I take that back. Randy Orton won. He won by disqualification because he hit Jinder with an RKO, but then the Singh brothers jumped in the ring so that Jinder can escape. And you didn't see Jinder Mahal no more after that. He left. The Singh brothers got in, decided they was going to jump Randy. The ref called for the bell. And then Randy fought his way out of it, hit both of them with an RKO. That was it. The night was over. Like, he, got up, struck his poses. They left. He left. It was done. But that was the dark match.
Okay, so Jinder gets the win, but Randy still gets to keep his push a little bit, right?
Right. No. Randy got the win, but he got it by disqualification.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
But the title don't change hands at that event, even though it's a non-title match. I just want to kind of lay some groundwork because,
right.
But
it was a good match though. I give it that. And I'm gonna throw this random thing out there, but this is just me. I did not realize how big these dudes are. Man, but seeing them in person, these dudes are huge. Huge. Okay, like I ain't just talking about height. Like I mean, like muscles and all. These dudes are huge. They're huge. Okay, I digress. But that was the dark match of the night. It was crazy because after Randy's and Jim Mahal's promo segment, that's when they had announced it. When they went to commercial break, they had announced that was going to be the main event, quote unquote. They said Randy had challenged them into a match, so that's when we knew that was going to be the dark match. And then. I think that was, let's see, was that before the Fashion Files? Yeah, that was before the Fashion Files. Or after. I can't remember. But I know, I'm sorry, like my favorite segment of the whole night was when the New Day had cut a promo with the Usos.
Yes.
That was my favorite moment of the night. Like I was in love with that.
No, I mean, it was one. Okay.
All right.
I appreciate the Usos and what they've become over the last year. It was good to see it. It was good to see New Day back. They was cracking jokes. They was funny as ever. I'll say this. The Usos are funny because I saw somebody call them this, and so now we're going to introduce it to Ring Tab since it's been used everywhere else. They've been called Trap Usos.
Oh, God.
So these new Usos are Trap Usos. Now, I like the Day One-ish hoodie because that's hot.
I want one. Keith, I'm going to buy us both one for like Christmas or some shit. I'm going to wait till it gets cold and then we're going to both have one.
The only thing is we not twins, so it's kind of front. You know what I mean?
I don't care. Like, with siblings, that's close enough. Look, all I'm saying is I need this hoodie. Like we are siblings. That's close enough. Look, you're the oldest girl. you're the oldest boy. I'm the oldest girl. That's just how we. I was
about to say if you was about to say that first one, I was like, "Who? Shirley Hope got a surprise."
Shut up. You know. Anyway.
I don't think she's ready for that.
Okay. You are. Look. All I'm saying is we need these. I want this hoodie. Like I need that hoodie. That's all I'm saying. Every time I see them with that hoodie, I'm like, I want one of those. Like, why do I not have this hoodie yet? Then I remember that it's June and it's Georgia and it's hot. So I don't even need the damn hoodie, but I want one. Like, all I'm saying is eventually I'm going to have one of those hoodies. But when the Usos came out, it definitely was one of those. It was crazy. They didn't have to make that Falcons comment. They really didn't have to go there. That's all I'm saying. I ain't had to do all it. Like, I still love y'all and everything, but y'all didn't have to do all that. That was unnecessary. Like, I really wanted to throw something at that moment. But then I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I don't care. I do care, but it's not the point. Like, they didn't have to go that far. But the New Day coming back, especially here in Atlanta, was awesome. I was excited. Everybody was excited. The back and forth between these two teams is greatness. I definitely am going to be excited to see this tag team championship match at Money in the Bank. It's going to be greatness in itself.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, the last time the Usos had belts, they lost them to the New Day. So
right, exactly. Ooh, it's going to be so exciting. Do you want to talk about exciting, though? The women. The women were exciting.
Yes. I thought they were dangerous. Yes, no, I'm not disputing that it was awesome. Because, I mean, incredible performance. I just thought, like I said, it was dangerous. They raised the bar and how they set that up. Because I'm like, wait. We don't even have a match yet. And
yeah, no.
Look, man. I appreciate professional wrestlers, men and women, right?
That's right.
To know that the idea is for you to go through this table, and you can still pull it off, is amazing.
Right. Because that wouldn't be me. All I'm saying is, the second you even think about deciding that I'm going through a table, I'm done. Like, I'm just not even finna, I'm not that tough in life. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not. It's funny. As much as I love wrestling, like, I just, Because there's just certain things I just can't do. Like, go to a table. Like, I'm just not finna, we're not doing this. And it's one thing when you go through, one of the wooden tables that they pull out from under the ring. Going through the announce table is a totally different story. Like, that's just, it's a totally different story. So, for Natty to have gone through that table, I felt for her. I was like, Natty, honey, I know your back gonna hurt after this. Like, this is, oh Lord, oh my God. But it was great. Oh, it was great. Like, I thought that whole thing, they didn't even ring the bell. The bell never rung. The match never started. It never happened because they was too busy getting at each other's throats. It was incredible. I loved it. I thought it was the best thing they could have done for the SmackDown Women's Division in a very long time, and I was all for it. Shane coming out there, he's like, you know what? Y'all obviously don't even want a match tonight, like, but y'all are on fire. So, so instead of giving y'all a match tonight, we're just going to change it a little bit. And at Money in the Bank, we're just going to have the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, this is my question, Keith, and I'm going to pose this to you because I just want to, I kind of know the answer, but I don't know the answer to this. So I'm going to throw this at you because I've been thinking about this ever since that whole entire thing. This is the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Is this just SmackDown women? Like, no. Period?
All you got to do is put everything in your bag that you would use to perform, just like anybody else would, and you're supposed to be able to get your shot if you work hard. And, I mean, you can't see air quotes, but I don't care. So, Keish, this is what it was. The Fashion Police defeat the Colognes, which, do you want me to talk about my hate for the Colognes? Out to the point, they ruined all the Colognes for me. I don't like nobody. I Man, nope. You set the bat
Not even
signal.
Carlito?
No,
Wait a minute.
you set the bat signal up. I'm setting a pigeon. No, I can't stand them. Look, Epico, Primo, Carlito, Carlos Colon, the daddy. Don't like none of them. Just no.
How do you not like Carlito? Wait a minute. Now, Epico and Primo I can understand because they done changed their damn name so many times. It's ridiculous. Like, personally, I'd be offended if you done goddamn changed my gimmick like 6 times and still make me try to be a believable wrestler. Like, this is just ridiculous. But at the same time, I do like what they are doing with Breezango and the Fashion Police. Well, they're the same people, but I do like this whole angle they're doing with them, especially with Tyler Breeze and the disguise. It's incredible. It's awesome.
Right. For watching Backlash, Keish, I watched it, and you know the first thing that came into my head? That mop is over. that mop got over in one day. Probably had like 18 of the 24 gigs free and everything else.
Everybody loves the mop. I mean, what can you say? I mean, but they definitely ain't gonna get away with not having a mop or the whole outfit in general. The dress is a bit much. I give them that. The dress is a bit much. But other than that, I mean, everything else is they're just hilarious to me. That's all that is. So I'm with it. Okay, so Randy Orton decides he's going to come out and he's going to talk about his loss to Jinder Mahal. Now, here's the thing about that entire promo. It spoke a little bit, not just to everybody. I think he was talking to himself. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, in a way, this is how I saw it. Randy was sitting there looking in the mirror and was like, dude, what the hell happened? You know? Like, what the F were you thinking? Like, can you just get your life together, get out here, beat this dude, and take this title back? You lost it to him? Like, how did you lose it to him? Because the number one question that I have been getting ever since this actually happened is, how the hell did Jinder Mahal win the title? Like, I have it explained to people, of course, you know, the whole WWE business side of it and all this kind of stuff and everything like that. I'm telling you, Keith, there's people that still don't care. They're just like, but it's Jinder Mahal, though.
Yeah. No, I saw tips.
Yeah, like this dude was in 3MB. Like, what the...
You funny.
Like, they really just don't
Here's
care.
the thing.
Like, they don't.
Keish, I would not sleep outside to see Michael Jackson. And I'm not talking about an impersonator. I mean, like, Michael Jackson came from heaven. I'm not... Well, this is all speculation. I'm not paying money to sit on the ground for that to happen.
What? Keith, what the hell? You would not sit out the side to see Michael Jackson.
No, why I gotta do that? Mm-mm.
Keith, what are we talking about? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
All over.
I'm not dealing with you today.
Right. So, as we are deep into the show, this is around the time that we. Oh no! Did we talk Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles?
No, we did not. But I was definitely going to get to that because you wasn't going to forget it. I wasn't going to let you forget it.
All right.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Because there's a level of. This is where I'll go say I took a little confused. I thought I was tripping, but Dolph Ziggler won the match.
He did. You weren't tripping. I saw it.
Dolph Ziggler beat somebody? 1-on-1 singles?
He didn't just beat somebody. He beat AJ Styles.
Yes.
In Atlanta, Georgia. That's what happened. Like, he didn't beat somebody anywhere.
Okay.
He beat AJ Styles in Atlanta, Georgia.
So, look, here's the thing. And this is funny because we're talking about something that's totally written prior to. You know Vince don't like hometowns. Right?
I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it.
Keith, it's been like that forever today, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
But if you play your
really
hometown,
don't understand it.
you're going to lose. You're going to lose every time you play your hometown.
That's what I'm saying.
And it'd be rough losses, too. They like to embarrass you at home.
Right. Like, it don't be like just a normal loss. Like, oh, you took the pin and that was it. No, you gotta get, like, kicked in the back of the neck, the throat, the head, everything. Like, you have to be dominated, destroyed. At home, like, I hate it. I seriously hate it. And it was crazy because my frat brother was like, he said it at the moment that it happened. He was like, he said it, well, you know, he was like, you know that people always losing in their whole time. That's just what they do. And I was like, that sucks. Because it's like, you go home, you know you're going to be in your hometown, right? So when you're there, you want to have this whole jubilation of like, okay, my family's going to come out, they're going to come see me, and, you know, we're all going to party, it's going to be awesome. That's not what happens. It's like, you go and they're there and they just want to see you do good and great and whatever. No. Like, you go and then you lose. Like, who wants to lose at home? Like, nobody wants to lose at home. No one. No one likes to lose at home. But this just has this thing where it's like, well, hell, you're going home, so, you know, you already know how this is going to go. And it's like, why? Why do I have to lose at home? That was brutal to watch, but at the same time, I'm a Dolph Ziggler fan, so I'm like, man, damn, he got the win? That's awesome. It was very conflicting for me because I'm a fan of both. So, like, but at the same time, I didn't want to see AJ Styles lose. I didn't. I didn't want to see him lose. I didn't think he was going to lose. Like, that's the crazy part about it. I really seriously was like, oh, this match is going to AJ. Like, hands down. This is easy. That's not what happened. That ain't what happened. And I got a rude awakening very quickly. And I was like, okay. So, didn't see that coming. I had to take a second. Like, it literally took me about a good minute to realize that Dolph Ziggler's music was playing and he was the person that won this match. Like, I was just kind of like, did this really happen?
Yeah.
I really just had to take it. I was a little taken aback at the moment. I was shocked. I was like, someone told me this was going to happen. Like, I don't know. Okay.
All right. So with that, this is about the normal time where we come down the pike and we hit to, well, you know what? We're going to hit our first break because we haven't done that. And then we'll come back and get to our news and notes, birthdays, which is always fun. And, Extreme Rules. Like I said, we got a lot to lay out for Extreme Rules. So, it's going to be mean because I am going to talk about some people. But, you know, hey, it happens, right? So, we'll be back shortly.
This is when you sign this contract and what it means. You sign this contract, you give up all your rights, Seth. It means that when you sign this contract and you step into the ring with me at WrestleMania, the ultimate thrill ride, it means that when I take that crutch, you know, the one you were just leaning on because you can't put your weight on that leg, I take that crutch and like I did 2 weeks ago, I wrap it around your knee and you start to feel that burning, searing pain of something tearing inside there. Well, I'm not going to stop there, Seth. I'm not going to stop at all. I'm going to keep going until I destroy what I created. You can't sue me. You can't sue my wife. You can't sue WWE. You give up all your rights.
I get it. So sign the contract and hand it over.
You want to grow a conscience right now? You want to sign this contract? I don't know. When you go to the ultimate thrill ride, I guess the ride won't be so thrilling. That ride is right back to Birmingham. Maybe Dugas can patch your knee back up. Maybe it'll be enough to you can go back to working in front of a couple hundred people at the Armory somewhere. I'm sure your family will forgive you for giving up all that money for them. I'm sure they will. I understand what's hanging in front of you, WrestleMania for the second year in a row. You don't sign this contract, and for the second year in a row, you don't walk into WrestleMania. I get it. But you do sign this contract, Seth, you'll walk into WrestleMania, but you can bet your ass you ain't walking out.
When you're out rehabbing, and you should know this better than anybody, when you're out rehabbing, you have a lot of time to think, to gain perspective. You know what I learned about me? I liked myself before I met you. And you know what? I didn't really mind wrestling for a hot dog and a handshake in the Philadelphia National Guard Armory. Didn't bother me. Because I love this business. And that made me happy. And sure, when you and I got together, side by side, man, we accomplished a lot. But at what cost? What did I give up for that? This isn't about fame or fortune or money or power. Hell, dude, it's not even about one match at WrestleMania. This is about redemption. At WrestleMania, you better be prepared to tear my leg off my body and beat me with it. You better have a stretcher standing by to guide me out of there, because there will be nothing that can stop me from tearing you apart and getting back what matters most to me in my life, and that's who I was before I met you.
That was an emotional promo by one Seth Rollins. Also, I disagree with him about some of the things he had said about. Is that about the bright lights? Is that about what? Yeah, kind of is. Kind of is about winning or losing.
All right.
Getting your ass whooped ain't fun. But it's birthday time, right? So today is June 2nd. We roll it into June 3rd. Yesterday was June 1st. That meant James Storm, the Cowboy, has turned 40. Today, June 2nd, AJ Styles turned 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, AJ Styles is 40?
Yes, I thought me and him was the same age for some reason. Which, look, he was already wrestling then, right? Like, this is how far he had came up by then. He had came out to Indies and was at WCW. Like, you know, he was originally signed. He was signed to the WWE in 2001 for a little bit because he was a part of the contracts that got traded. Well, not necessarily traded, but in the buyout.
Right.
Just a little wrestling history. Jim Ross passed on him. Hey, AJ Styles was AJ Styles back there, right? He worked the indie scenes. He worked ROH. There was plans for the WWE actually to bring him back, but TNA was coming up, and I think the idea was he chose TNA initially. He wanted to be in a company that was going to build around him. Because I mean, but they did that, but kept screwing it up. Like, here's the thing,
right?
He should have been there, John Cena, but they never could figure it out. Like, they could never stop getting in their own way. Like, when they had the main event mafia, the world elite, they had all this stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, it's cracking. All that stuff falls apart. You have no explanation why. Anytime you got a faction or something like that, man, when stuff go wrong, like, or when it's over, you got to send people their separate ways. You can't just end that stuff. There's no storytelling in that.
Right.
It just goes to a dead end, and that's stupid. Okay. I'm still June 2nd. Lex Luger, who's still alive, will be turning 59. Well, he turned 59 today. I felt it was important to say that Lex is still alive because, I mean, he's one of those people who gets caught in death rumors all the time.
Yeah.
Velvet Sky celebrated birthday. She turned 35. I'm going to have to read all this stuff. No, 36, actually. And that's it, man. There's no June 3rd. June 4th has 2 birthdays. You got Joe Malenko, Dean Malenko's brother, and the late, great Gorilla Monsoon. Gorilla would have been 80 on Sunday. If you ever want to watch something funny, watch the show him and Heaton used to do. It's on the WWE Network. I forget the title of it. It's not Tuesday Night Titans because that's Lord Alfred Hayes and Vince. But they used to host the in-studio show that came on during the week. That was Bray. Anything with Bray and Gorilla, man, whew, that chemistry is amazing. But I digress. It's time to get into the news. Now, Keisha, I was there by myself last week, and I forgot I left some things out. Do you realize XPac was cleared of all drug charges?
What?
Yes. Remember they made that big deal that, hey, man, he was busted for trafficking meth through LAX, right?
Right.
He said he was innocent. Now, the funny thing about being innocent of some shit where they had messed up and lied, what you did wrong is on front page news. Former wrestler trafficking meth at the LA airport. Wasn't even meth. Like it wasn't any kind of drug. But that's what they tried to deal with.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But no, he is cleared of all charges and is functioning and out on the road doing his thing. So shout out to XPac. You know what I mean? Because that sucks, man. That sucks. Impact Wrestling crowns a new champion while they're over in India. And it's not their champion per se. Sonjay Dutt wins the X Division title while they're in India.
Really?
Yes.
Does he now?
Yes. Now, you wonder why I put that in the notes.
I don't need to. But go on.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They decided, hey, the WWE is going all in, and they got an Indian world champ. Now, to TNA, India is important to survival because it's one of their last major TV deals is over there. They draw very well in India. I don't know if we discussed this last time you was on or last week I had to tell everybody why Ryback was stupid. Well, I'm sorry. I promised to not say that the man was stupid, but he was just unaware of world affairs, which is funny because he was a professional wrestler for a long time and traveled the world. He should have a better perspective on the world. So
he really should.
So I gave an economics lesson last week. In population, 1.3 billion people, Keish. They are like 200 million short of China.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can squeeze $1 out of half the population, you know what I'm saying? which is overly speculative, but I'm just giving you an idea of what's there. But I just found it funny that you was like, oh, I mean, typical stuff, typical internet troll stuff. Like, hey man, all the people over there are poor. I don't understand why you trying to. Do you know every major wrestling company is trying to do a big expansion in India right now?
I've noticed. I have noticed.
ROH.
All of them.
And next thing on the note, ROH signed a TV deal in India that will put them in 70 million homes over there.
Damn.
That would outpace TNA over here. Because the deal that they have now with Pop TV puts them in like 69 million homes, which it puts them in it. But I'm going to argue 40 million of those people have no clue what the hell Pop TV is on their television dial.
Right.
Look, man, the last time that company consistently drew a million was on Spike TV. And they consistently drew 1 million people every week. Every week, feeding them in. But
it's Spike TV.
Right. And they don't have the apparatus. And it just wasn't, it was the highest rated show on Spike, but it wasn't financially feasible for Spike. Right?
Right.
Advertisers don't pay a lot of money for wrestling. So if you got like a wrestling show and it draws equal to like a basketball game, the basketball game gets a higher revenue rate from the advertiser. Because the advertisers put more of a premium on basketball than they do on professional wrestling. Even if it's drawing the same viewership. I think they feel like the income disparity, I don't know. Like it's I don't know how they come up with that formula, but that's what they do. But and there's a war on wrestling in the advertising world. YouTube has totally started screwing over wrestling content, and that's called water culture to kind of say we don't know if we're gonna be able to do what we do because the way y'all doing the ads and stuff like that, and then downgrading the wrestling videos. It's a whole thing. But wrestling gets played. But yeah, I really wanted people to know that hey man, there's a lot going on in India and professional wrestling because, hey man, it's a lot of money to be made, right? And a lot of the Indian people, I don't think they've had a superstar or their own superstar in professional wrestling that they can look to. So if you got guys who they can look to, it's even bigger deal, right? Right. So it's
the only question that I have to ask when it comes to all of that is how long do these guys stay champions, or how long do they keep the belt on these particular guys, or how long do you put them out there like that? Like it sounds to me like, okay, are we just going to do this for a hot second and then it's over just to say, yeah, we did it, or do you keep it going for a while? Do you let it marinate a little bit before you decide to just band it, or do you just, this is going to happen for like the next few weeks and then it's going to be over with? Because, it's not like it's just going to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Jinder Mahal lost the belt at Money in the Bank, then it's not like he's just going to walk away and be like, all right, bye. Because then, of course, you have the rematch clause and you have feuds and, that kind of stuff. So it's not like it just totally goes away. But that's why I asked the question of, okay, is it over shortly, or does it play on for a while? Does this go on for a little bit? Because I understand it, just to get the foot in the door to get that market, but once you got it, do you just close that door again, or do you leave it open and let it linger for a bit? Like, I don't know how they really, assess this situation, but I understand it. And besides, I have to honestly say, from WWE standpoint, I really wasn't interested in Mahal being the champion. Like, at first, I was really seriously like, how the hell did he even get in this match? It's starting to grow on me slowly. Like, it's literally I'm starting to really feed into it, especially with the Singh brothers by his side. I'm really starting to feed into this. So it's really starting to become a thing for me. Like, real life, I can believe in this type thing. It's not as bad as I thought. Other people might not agree with it, but after looking at him as the heel that he is really, like, it is, to me, a believable and plausible picture of a champion. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially for him to be a heel, it's perfect, because with him standing there with that belt and his two dudes by his side, and the presence that it's not like Jinder walking in there in his wrestling gear every night. He has on the suit and he's dressed clean and he's coming in the limos and he's, he presents a presence that's like, I'm better than all of y'all. It's awesome. And I definitely can get with it. It took me a minute now, because remind you, we're still talking about Jinder Mahal here. But at the same time, I can honestly say that it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So, but I digress. Like, I think that each wrestling company individually is making a smart move for themselves, and even going after India as a place to expand to. So, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but, whatever. I think that's where it starts at, whatever. Now, Keith, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know this, because I just found this out today, and I just want to. Has WWE always blacked out content according to area? This is why I asked that question. Okay, so I'm trying to watch a couple of episodes of NXT from like 2012 or something like that. It was from a while back, and it was like, this is not available in your area right now. For more information, like the whole message, just sum it up shortly, says at the end, for more information, go to WWE.com/blackout. I didn't know that they blacked out content according to area. Like, this was very new to me. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Like, there was even a WrestleMania episode that they told me that I couldn't see until there was a WrestleMania episode they said I couldn't see. It was which WrestleMania was this? 17, I want to say. 18, 15. It was an older one. So they told me I couldn't watch it until it premiered on 10 Sports. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, what the hell? Did you know this happens? Like, are you aware of this happening? Because, of course, they'll tell you that you can watch other content, which is fine. Perfectly fine with that. But what about the stuff that I'm already watching and I want to go back and continue? Like, why can't I just go ahead and continue it? I can't even do that. If it's not available, it's not available. I didn't know that they cut out content for you that you can watch, until, like, certain times or certain days or whatever. But now that I know this, now I have to watch what I watch, I have to thoroughly pick out what I watch on the network. And whenever I get that warning message, now I know what's going on. So, it is what it is. But that's all I wanted to add into the news, because, you know, I always got to give some level of contribution to the masses about something extra random. That's what I do.
Right. All right. We are at Extreme Rules. This pay-per-view was birthed out of the ECW One Night Stand events. Basically, ECW closed in 2001. Fans are very nostalgic. There's a very rabid fan base in the Northeast who loves ECW. They prompted Vince, who owns some of the stuff because he was a creditor to ECW, to say, hey, let's do an event that acknowledges the legacy, invite a lot of old guys who used to wrestle down, da-da-da-da, right? Fast forward a couple of years later, Vince and Paul Heyman have a falling out. Vince starts pissing on the ECW brand, which he had adopted full-time as a third brand. And then we got here. One thing I'll say, ECW had an incredible impact on like the structure of how professional wrestling goes, right? Like, I think it helped the Attitude Era move along. There's a lot of things that they could take credit for. They also injured a lot of people.
They really did.
Yeah, I just don't think people were meant to do certain things. But aside from that, the big problem with ECW, that was it. Anyway, either way, right now we're at Extreme Rules. So I'm going to go down the card and we're going to talk about it. This is probably going to be on the pre-show. Rich Swann and Sasha Banks will take on Noam Dar and Alicia Fox in a mixed tag match. Who you with?
Rich Swann and Sasha Banks. That's who I'm with. I mean, I actually have to say that this whole couple thing between Noam Dar and Alicia Fox is kind of cute or whatever. But at the same time, they're not going to beat Rich Swann and Sasha Banks together. Now, that ain't going to happen. It ain't, I'm not with it. So, unless there's some kind of, like, heel tactics going on, and, you know, that's not beneath them. So, it is what it is. But Rich Swann, Sasha Banks, it's going to be awesome. I'm all over for it.
Here's the thing. I ain't gonna say I hate. When I see Sasha in this match, it was just like when I saw Sasha go one-on-one with Alicia. I thought it just wasn't the right fit for her. And I think they needed to give her something a little more prominent, but that's neither here nor there. She already faced Nia Jax, so I guess you can't go too much further than that, right?
Right.
I'm going to go Rich Swann and Sasha win this match just because you got to have fun.
But of course.
All right. Match number 2. Neville, which is probably going to be the opening match, one way or the other. Neville will defend the Cruiserweight title against Austin Aries in a submission match.
This is where Austin Aries wins his Cruiserweight title. This is where when A double shows a little bit of dominance in the WWE. This is when Neville takes an L. I'm not saying that he sucks and these are just worse. I mean, Neville's awesome, but this is where Austin Aries has his moment. This is a submission match, so it's not like this is going to be any regular match in the first place. I'm definitely excited to see this match in its entirety because of the dynamic of these two men together. Which means the ring ropes are going to be purple when they start this. It is what it is. But yeah, I think that the title changes hands here, and yes. Austin Aries for the win.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think Austin Aries have bumped his head enough times, and I think a submission match plays right to his favor because it's more of his skill set. and being probably the more technical of the two wrestlers. And Neville's not a bad guy, but I think it's definitely more of an Austin Aries kind of place, right? So,
right.
I'm gonna go with Austin Aries with it also. All right, move down the line. Okay, Dean Ambrose, Intercontinental Champion, will defend his title against The Miz. The special stipulation for this match is that if Dean gets disqualified, he loses the title. Keshia, what am I about to say about this match?
That is stupid.
Just want to make sure I'm on the same page with somebody else.
Stupid. It's not the only match that I think is utterly retarded, but it's definitely one of them. One, how many times have we seen Dean and The Miz face each other? Okay, that's number one.
Right.
Two, if he's DQ'd, he loses the match. But considering all the things that happen with all the things that happens with The Miz and Maurice in matches, I mean, he's going to get disqualified. Like, they're going to find some way to get him disqualified and give Miz this title. So I'm just sitting here wondering, like, why is this even a stipulation? And furthermore, 3.
Yes.
Whose idea was this? Like, what the?
Okay.
I just can't deal with it all. I can't.
All right. One, this gives you Miz is going to win the title, right? Because I think it's the perfect setup. Ambrose is the hothead, and he's going to do something. Miz is going to bring Maurice down to the ring. Things are going to get confused, and Miz is going to walk out, right?
Right.
As far as the order, I mean, as far as this go, yes, this is the dumbest idea anybody's ever had. You know why it's the dumb idea? Because the pay-per-view name is Extreme Rules, the night when the WWE gets extreme. Why are y'all extra following the rules of this match? That is stupid.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Keshia, this is one argument you make. You make it a no DQ match, so you can't get disqualified. You just there till somebody ain't tough no more.
This is so ridiculous.
Those
are decisions that they make. So, whatever. So, we both agree that The Miz is going to end up with the title because, of course, like, how can you not see that coming? I mean, seriously. But that's not the only match I'm going to get. This is not the only match you're going to hear me rant and rave about. Actually, I'm not even ranting and raving right now. Okay. They ain't even scratched the surface because I got one more, but we're going to get to that.
The Hardys will defend their tag team championships against Sheamus and Cesaro. This tag team title match will take place in a steel cage because the Hardys, the masters of the ladder match, said, hey, they want a steel cage. A half-flyer team that does a lot of space and uses a lot of movement said, nope, we want a steel cage to be confined only go 15 feet. Keshia, have it. Right.
So, what the hell? This is the second match that confused the shit out of me because I was like, why would you want a steel cage? Like, okay, so if you're the master of ladder matches, I'm pretty sure you want to ask for a ladder match. But I guess, just to not give the other team, like, any one of an advantage, you ask for a steel cage. Okay, I can understand it from the standpoint of you want to be confined into this space so that there is no escape. But at the same time, it's like, why would you want a steel cage for a tag team match? I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to wrap my mind around why this is even happening. But I think Cesaro and Sheamus actually, I think these titles will change hands as well. I think I can't get the word, I'm mouth Lord. I'm trying. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Okay. Cesaro and Sheamus will win the titles that night. I think the Hardys have had a great run. I don't think that it's necessarily like completely over, but I just think that this is where the titles actually are placed on CNS at this point, just to continue this feud a little bit, because I actually honestly think that this has been going great. The only thing that I asked the WWE not to do is, one, repeat this match the next night, and two, stop having them face each other in singles matches. Like, that's just as retarded as it is for them to be fighting each other the next night after the pay-per-view. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hate this shit. But, anyway. Yeah, Cesaro and Sheamus will definitely be new champions at the end of this entire shindig. And you know what? It's going to be in a way that we kind of see coming, but not really. Because, mind you, they're bad guys. So they're going to win this thing by any means necessary, period. But I'm with it, though. I actually am kind of excited to see this match a little bit. I'm just a little confused by it being in a steel cage. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm moving all the belts because I clearly think Cesaro and Sheamus take those belts out of there. I'll be surprised at anything else, right? Next match. Alexa Bliss, women's champion, defends title against Bayley on a kendo stick on a pole match.
Okay. Nope. Gotta let me have this. Okay.
Go for it.
Taking a breath. This is the dumbest shit ever. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. It is Extreme damn Rules. This is the perfect time you can have these two women go at it in a no-holds-barred match. Like, they could just forget just the kendo stick. Like, these women can put each other's tables and having chairs and all this kind of stuff. Like, I understand that you want to preserve Bayley's image. I get it. I understand it. She's a hugger. She's warm. She's soft. She's cuddly. Whatever. This is where you have Bayley just go all the way the hell out. This is where you have Bayley pick up that kendo stick, smack Alexa, try her best to smack Alexa Bliss in the face with it, and then you just let her have it. Like, this is where you break out a side of Bayley that nobody has seen in a minute, or even if you want to put it that way at all. This is where you reach in the depths of Bayley's soul and be like, hey, I need for you to go out there and just black out. This is where this happens. It's restricting when the only thing you're allowing these women to do to each other is have a kendo stick on a pole. Because you've allowed women so far to, we're just going to talk about recently. I'm not even going to go back years, decades and all that. I'm going to talk recently. You've allowed women to have false count anywhere, no holds barred, no DQ. We had iron matches going. We've had submission matches, and it's just been a lot going on. So, Hell in a Cell. You've had two women fight in Hell in a Cell. That has never happened before. So for you to just let Bayley and Alexa Bliss have a kendo stick on a pole, that's insulting. I feel offended for them. Like, are you serious? It's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry. I hated it when it was even brought up, because when Alexa hit Bayley with that kendo stick, I was like, all right, all bets are off. They're going to have it. It's going to be an extreme match. It's going to be awesome. No. It's just going to be a kendo stick on a pole. Why do we have just a kendo stick on a pole?
Because
like
they needed some kind of weird added element, and that's all somebody could think of. That literally is just all somebody could think of. Was like, hey, let's put this on a pole.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, somebody's lack of genius idea. Now, this is one I'm going to say, this person keeps their title. I think Alexa Bliss stays world champ. I mean, yeah, women's champion.
Unfortunately, I have to agree. Like, I don't want to, because in my mind, this is how I see it. And I don't have anything against Bayley. I love Bayley, actually. But this is how I see it. I see Bayley grabbing that kendo stick. I don't see Bayley using that kendo stick. I see Alexa Bliss somehow getting the kendo stick, using it on Bayley. 1, 2, 3, bam, it's over. It might not happen that way. This is where I kind of predict happening the way it happened. Unless somehow Bayley just kind of closes her eyes, blacks out, and then next thing you know, she's beating Alexa Bliss with a chair. Like, I don't know how to really explain it, except for the simple fact of, like, it's just not happening, you know?
Right.
Oh, God, Bayley can't get extreme. You know what? She might not. I mean, let's just be honest, she might not, but maybe she will. You don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Only thing I can say is that Alexa will find her way to either getting that kendo stick or just winning this match in general. So, I want Bayley to have the title. I want her to win the title. I want her to be champion. It ain't happening at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I think...
Especially with a kendo stick on a pole. Nope. This match is just going to be retarded. I'm sorry. I just can't. It irks me. They even say that this is all there is to that match. Like, where is the extremeness in this? I don't care if they are women. That don't matter. Like, y'all have had the women go through way worse. You mean to tell me you couldn't do it this time around?
Yeah.
I at least want somebody to go through a table. Can we do that? Just because. I don't even care. Just because. I just want somebody to go through the table just because. Like,
I think that's going to happen. Like, I think you're not going to be disappointed. I think Bayley is going to get extreme. I think it's not going to be enough, but I think she's going to get extreme. And I expect a little bit of mild brutality between the two people. But other than that, that's what it is. Fatal 5-Way. This is where the money's made. Seth Rollins takes on Roman Reigns, who takes on Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor, all in quest to be the number one contender for the world title.
This is where it gets difficult. Because this is an elimination match, isn't it?
I don't know if it's elimination or how they've decided to do it. I just know the Fatal 5-Way. I can get you the idea of how this goes.
I think it is an elimination. The crazy part about it is that it is an Extreme Rules. So, it is an Extreme Rules. So, you know, well, it's a Fatal 5-Way. You know, in Fatal 4-Ways, there ain't no DQ the rules anyway. So, it's the same thing. It'll be the same thing with this. Once you get past 3 people, it's like, all right, no DQs, no disqualifications, this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know about elimination, but I do know that anything goes.
It is not an elimination. It is just a Fatal 5-Way. So, somebody could, you know, they're going to be stopping each other pins and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to get interesting then.
Here's the thing. I think the winner, this is unpopular opinion, is going to be Roman Reigns.
No, I actually agree with you on that. And it's not because of what happened on Raw. Like, to me, in my mind, I tried to shape who would be the best opponent for Brock Lesnar right now. Like right now, at this moment. I try to put pieces together in my head, right? I put each one of these men in this title picture with Brock, and I tried to figure out in my mind, like, who was the best person right now at this moment to face him? Who at this moment right now would make for a compelling storyline, a compelling match, a compelling everything, right? Roman was the only person that fit. Like, the second person, and like, I mean, like, close, so close, it's ridiculous, was Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
That was it.
Yeah. I think Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt are going to continue their thing. Right? That being said, I think Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe have unfinished business, which leaves Roman as the odd man out. So you would sit him with Brock. It's believable he could beat Brock. They never really finished a WrestleMania match. And then when Roman became the number one contender last year, Dean Ambrose was involved in that portion of the match. So it's kind of a thing where, like, hey, this is the first time they would get to settle it one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with nobody going to interfere. So
right.
This would be a good thing for them. Other than that, and don't be wrong, I can make cases for every single guy in this match. Finn Balor, after Paul Heyman cut that epic promo, Finn Balor, the smallest guy in the room, trying to make it believable he could beat Brock Lesnar, and you're gonna believe it. And what does Brock do when he see the demon coming down the ramp?
He kicks him in the face.
Right.
I'm sorry, like, that's just how I see it. Brock just come out of nowhere with a clothesline or something. Like, I'm just me. I've made scenarios with all of them in Brock. But when it comes to Roman, it's a unique scenario because of the simple fact that these are the only two men that ever beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So of course you can run it off of that alone. But you can add more to it. You can add way more to it and still get a compelling and very believable argument between the two men. With Seth, nothing is ever over, you know? So there's that. Bray, when it comes to Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe, these are two men that I don't know if Brock, I want to say that Brock has not faced and really wouldn't know, but then it falls into that category too. Like, these are the three men that he really hasn't faced, or he really hasn't dealt with in the ring. So it's like, it's a whole new world when it comes to these three. But it's also three men that I feel, with Finn and Bray, I feel he feels like he might have like the easiest advantages. But then when it comes to Samoa Joe, it gets tough. It gets a little tougher. And then when it comes to Seth, it's just a little bit more tougher. But when it comes to Roman, like, it can get deep. So, I mean, it's really a toss-up with these five men because personally, I feel like no matter who wins, it won't be the worst thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. there's no one person that I feel like if he wins, it's just going to be the worst thing ever, and they shouldn't even have him there and all that. All five men work in this.
Except for President Trump.
Particular situation. You said what?
President Trump. Yeah.
No, we don't talk about 40. I don't discuss 45. I don't have time for that.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely am excited actually to see that match in particular. That's one I am all up in for. Like, I am definitely excited to see that one. Personally, I don't know. I haven't picked a match of the night yet, to tell the truth. I haven't picked a match of the night yet, but I guess I have to watch the pay-per-view for that one.
Right.
So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's all I got. You know. Let's see. What is something I wanted to bring up? Oh, shout out to 205 Live. It was great. That was awesome.
How was that sitting for both of those shows?
Okay, so this is what happened. All right. So people thought that. See, this is what I thought happened, but it's not the case. So I thought 205 Live was actually filmed before SmackDown, but it's actually filmed after. So when they say it's 205 Live, it's literally live, just like SmackDown is. SmackDown's over, and then there's like this commercial. There's a commercial break, but 205 Live is on the network, so they have a little short. I mean, when I say short intermission, like it's like literally like a few minutes. It just gives the ring dudes time to change the ropes out. So they change out the ropes. They change out the bottom. They're already in like a short transition period, like near the end of SmackDown anyway. Like, okay, I don't know if you noticed or not, but when Randy Orton did his promo during SmackDown, they had already changed the bottom of the ring, like the little banners that says SmackDown on them. They had already changed that. It didn't say, of course, it didn't say 205 Live, but they had already made them darker. So, like, by the end of SmackDown, those were still there, and then they just changed them to 205 Live. It made it easier, I guess. And then, like, they changed the ropes and everything. They literally hit the pyro. They start the show. Like, that's how it goes into 205 Live. And it's shorter. It's a shorter show than SmackDown is, and it's literally like 45 minutes, because 205 Live was over by, I want to say 10:45. Like right after 205 Live was over, it literally went into the dark match with Orton and Jinder. So everything was over by 11 o'clock. Like literally. I think 11:05 at the latest. But it was awesome. Everything you see on the network as far as 205 Live goes, that's what you see on there. Of course, they have the little ads, but during those little ads that shows, they're just getting everybody out the ring and getting set up for the next match. But it's a faster process than SmackDown. But it's still just as compelling to see in person. But it transitions fast. Like, I think that people think there's like this 10-minute grace period or something. Like, no. Like, it literally goes into 205 Live, like, not even 5 minutes after SmackDown's over. Like, it transitions that fast. So, but what you don't see, of course, is the, like, 10 dudes that's actually circling the ring. So, there's like 10 guys like around the ring on the other side of the cameras. They move around. So when the show's over, they're already, when you see the cameras fading out at the end, and like you'll see them going up the ramp, you'll see the superstars going up the ramp, or whatever the case may be. You don't see the guys that's already starting to take the ring quote unquote apart. And within the next like 2 minutes, the whole ring's changed out. They've already got Corey and Tom Phillips out there. Like, it's already getting started. So that's how 205 Live works. But it's awesome to see in person. I catch it on the network here and there, but to watch it in person, it's great. I just think everything is better live. Now that I've seen it, I think everything's better live. So, but it's good. But it's literally like 3 hours. I would say 3 hours and 15 minutes worth of show. Because everything starts about 7:45. It's over at 11 o'clock. So with SmackDown, everything moves fast. Now, I don't know how things work with Raw because I've never been to Raw. But with it being 3 hours, I'm guessing the whole 3 hours is just Raw. But then, of course, I've learned that they have dark matches with Raw, too. And, Raw usually runs over 11 o'clock anyway by itself. So I don't know how that works, but I'm going to find out in November because I'm going to that show.
Right. Which, speaking of shows, New Japan is in the midst of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. So you guys should be checking that out. And Keshia, August 26th, Ring of Honor comes to Atlanta. Just put that on your radar.
I am.
So we got a lot going down. We will catch y'all next week. We will be back with the recap of Extreme Rules and everything else that's going on in wrestling. And be getting you ready for Money in the Bank. So with that being said, we are out. Peace.
Bye.